So what is up, Africana fam? Young Africana back at it again with another video, and today is the official kickoff of the Nicki Minaj series. So we went back in time and we did the little freak wig, y'all. So if you're feeling this look, go ahead and comment some white and black hearts down below in the comment section and like this video already if you are feeling this look. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, this hair, and the makeup, then keep on watching. So throughout the entire series, I'm going to be featuring my hair that I do plan on using for my future wig collection. So right now I have, I believe it's a 14-inch lace closure wig, and the lace closure is a 5x5 lace closure. It's a transparent lace closure. But right now what I'm going to go ahead and do is create my part, and we're going for a middle part since this is a split wig. So we're going to make sure that we get that part nice and straight. So now that we get the part done, I'm not going to start parting down where the tracks are, just to, you know, create that split, because one side will be black and the other side will be blonde. So I'm just trying to differentiate those two sides. And yeah, you're just gonna have to pretend as if like it's lace and, you know, go down as straight as possible. But now that I already split it, I'm gonna go ahead and put a ponytail holder on the other side just so it can hold it in place, and I'm gonna dampen the other side just so I can prepare to dye the hair. And the dye that I'll be using is the Revlon Color Silk, and I use the blue black. And using blue black will get you the ultimate black, y'all. I promise. Don't go for regular black, but blue black. Black with blue undertones is like the darkest blue that you could ever get. So yeah, definitely go for this brand and that color as well. And I believe it's midnight blue, something like that. But yeah, it's the number 12. So right now I'm going to go ahead and just start dyeing the hair. And I'm just dyeing the hair all the way up until where the closure is, and then I'm going to use my comb to kind of you know, help me dye the closure without me dyeing the knots or the lace. And I just went ahead and used a plastic protector, aka a plastic bag, and I just pinned those two down just so that I don't get any black dye on the other side. And I'm just pretty much doing this all throughout the hair. Now, like I said earlier, for the closure section, I'm going to go in small sections and use my comb just so I could dye the roots, and then use a brush for the rest of the hair. And this will just make sure I don't puncture any type of dye into the lace. And again, I'm just going in small sections. And I'm going to do that throughout that entire side of the closure. And after I'm done with that, I let that sit overnight. I washed it out with shampoo and conditioner and let it air dry. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and start parting out my bang area. So I went in about 3/4 into the closure, and I'm going to go ahead and part a horizontal part and then use my Care wax stick just so I could press down the hair and have it nice and flat. And then I'm going to go in with my hot comb, and I'm going to hot comb the back and also the front. And you want to make sure that you're hot combing the hair towards the front. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just start parting the bang in like a triangular type of motion. And I'm going to go down and then in a diagonal form, and then use my hot comb just to differentiate where my bang is and where the hair is going to be long at. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna start trimming my hair, and I'm not trimming it, I'm gonna trim it into like a long bob, so like a lob. And I'm not going to be too precise because I am going to cut some layers into it. So overall, I'm just going to have like a shaggy type of look. But I just want to make sure I cut off any ends that were really thin, because we do not want ends to be thin at all, y'all. So I'm just going around the hair, just kind of cutting off any of the dead ends. Now I'll be using my Tinkerbell razor comb, and I'm just going to go ahead and start cutting some layers in there. And I'm kind of going, not crazy, but you know, we're just cutting some layers, y'all. It's not precise at all. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go into the bang section now, and I'm gonna flat iron that area just so it's nice and flat, so I could prepare to cut. And now I'm just going into the top section of the wig, and I'm just going to flat iron that area out just so that it isn't wavy when I'm curling the hair, and overall just have like a nice and clean look. So now that that's done, I'm now going to go ahead and start cutting my bangs. How I like to cut my bangs is I like to take it and then twist it once, and then I'll use my shears to cut across. And then after that, you're just going to play around, just keep on cutting until you get your desired cut. In the Little Freak video, Nicki Minaj, she had like a really straight Chinese bang, so I was trying to get as straight as possible, and it definitely took trial and error. I would definitely not suggest you wear makeup while doing this because it gets a bit messy. So yeah, overall I did that, and yeah, just keep on playing around with it and cutting it, and also bump it too just to see exactly where the wig lays at. And as y'all can see, we getting there, but we're not quite there yet. So I just kind of cut them a little bit shorter, and overall I got my final results. Now I'm gonna go in again in sections, and within each section of the bang I'm gonna go ahead and just cut check, and just make sure everything is nice and straight, and then rebump it. And overall that's how I got like my finished bang look. Now I'm going to go in with my Babyliss titanium flat iron. I forgot what inch this is, but this is a smaller one. And I'm just going to go ahead and start curling my hair. Up top, at the very top of the hair, I did end up using a wand to curl my hair. You're gonna see that later on in the video, and I wish that I actually used the wand earlier, but it's okay, it still came out nice. But what I would suggest for this look is to go in with a 3/4 inch wand instead, to get, like, you know, the actual wave slash curls. Alright, now on to makeup. I already have my eyebrows and my skin prepped and primed. And on to foundation, I'm going to go ahead and use my Lancome Teint Idole and my Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. The Lancome color is 555 and the Huda Beauty I use is in the color Lava Cake. And I'm just using my Instapot brush from Real Techniques just to buff out my skin. And now on to highlighting, I am using my Juvias Place concealer in the color J8, and I'm just highlighting underneath my eyes, my mustache, my chin, as well as my nose and forehead area. Now I'm using my small foundation brush and I'm just buffing out the ends of the concealer just so it could blend into my foundation. And this is just a tip if you struggle just using like a beauty blender or your brush to blend out your concealer alone. You just want to make sure that your foundation and your concealer marries each other, you know? You don't want it to be separate. So yeah, I was going to go ahead and use my Ulta Beauty Precision foundation brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and just blend out my concealer. And I let my concealer sit for about 2 to 3 minutes before I start buffing it out. Now on to contour, I'm using my Juvias Place foundation stick in the color Congo, and I'm just going to apply that around, you know, my cheekbone area as well as my nose. And then I'm just using a small blending brush just to blend out the contour lines on my nose, and then using my small Instapot brush just to buff out the ones around my cheekbone area. And I usually like to touch the concealer underneath my eyes last, just because I want that area to be super opaque. Now I'm going to go in with my Morphe luminous setting spray just to rezhuzh my face. And now onto setting powder. I am using my Benign setting powder in the color Chestnut, and I'm just applying that on the areas that I highlighted at. And as you guys can see, underneath my eyes is creasing a little bit, so I just want to make sure I got that area before I set it. Now to set my contour lines, I'm going to go into my Juvia's Place bronzer palette in the color Deep Dark, and I'm using the darkest color. And I'm just using that to just, you know, set my contours. And I like to pinch the nose area using my setting powder just so that, you know, my nose could look nice and snatched. Now to prime for my eyeshadow, I'm using the foundation stick again from Juvia's Place in the color Congo, and I'm using that as a base for my eyeshadow. And I'm just using a small little blending brush just to kind of blend that out before I use a powder to put on top. And the powder that I use, or the eyeshadow I use on top, is actually my bronzer and slash contour, and I'm using that darker shade that I use in my face to contour my face from the Juvia's Place palette, and I'm applying that on my lid, and then I'm using the second darkest one in that same palette as my transition color. And I just love a nice brown smoky eye. Like, I feel like this is like my go-to look, y'all. Like, it just gives your face definition, and yeah, I just love it, you know. But now on to eyeliner. I'm using my Essence eyeliner in the color Matte Black, and I'm just applying that, and I'm doing like a small wing today, nothing crazy. And then I'll be using my foundation brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and sweep off slash set in and pat in the excess setting powder that I have on my face. And then I'm just kind of reapplying that contour that I kind of wiped off a little bit. And as y'all can see, I'm kind of feeling myself, y'all. Like, my skin just looks flawless. But I went ahead and did the rest of my eyes off camera. I added my eyelashes and did, you know, my under eye. But now onto bronzer. I'm applying my Fenty Beauty Mocha Mami bronzer on my face and also on my nose. Well, not my face, my cheeks, and also on my nose. And then on to lips, I'll be using my black lip liner and then my lip liner from Juvia's Place, which is in the color Scorpio. And then for lip gloss, I'm using my NYX Butter Gloss in the color Vanilla Cream Pie. And then I'll be using my Morphe setting spray, my continuous setting spray. And then I'm gonna pat that into my skin. And on top of that, I'll be using the mattifying spray. And y'all, this combo is just it's heaven sent, you guys. Like, yo, my makeup does not move at all. So what I would say is definitely apply your regular setting spray and then your mattifying setting spray. And these setting sprays are both from Morphe. So go ahead and check that out. And again, just pat that into your skin. And then I went ahead and applied my little moly moles. Y'all know I love my little moly moles. And I applied it on my face. Now I got my little freak outfit on, and you know, I went ahead and put on the wig, and I'm just rebumping the bangs again because the bangs wasn't banging for me, you know. So I had to recurl them and everything. I'm gonna recurl a couple of sections in the hair because the curls did drop just a wee bit. So yeah, and this is where you're gonna see me use my wand, and the wand that I do have is from Remington. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pretty much just kind of recurl like the parts at the top. And overall, these are the finished results. I hope y'all enjoyed day 1 of the Nicki Minaj series. We have 5 more days left until we are done with the series. So this is only the beginning and is the biggest series I've ever done. So again, turn on post notifications, like, comment, subscribe to me to see the rest of the series. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.